What's up, guys? Thank you so much for all the love you guys give me. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all the likes, all the views, and all the share you guys have been doing. I really appreciate that. For today's recipe, we're actually making gobi paratha. It's a recipe that's requested by one of you guys. Very simple recipe to make. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get to making the recipe. Alright guys, let's come on over, let's make the recipe. So for today's recipe, what I have done to make the stuffing, I have finely chopped the cauliflower, which is gobi. I don't cook it, I don't pre-cook it, I let it simmer on the stove. So if you can see, I have very finely chopped the cauliflower. Now we're gonna add some spices to it. I have some ginger, fresh ginger paste here. So I'm adding the ginger paste in there. I also got some fresh garlic. And again, for the ingredients and exact list of the ingredient, please look at the description in the below for my YouTube video, and you will have that on there. I'm also adding chili, finely chopped chilies in there. With that, I'm gonna start adding the spices to it. So about 1.5 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. I'm going to add, again, I'm using Kashmiri chili just for the color of it and a little bit of taste, but no spice whatsoever. I'm gonna add about 4 tablespoons of Kashmiri chili. Okay. I'm going to use a pinch of garam masala. I would say I'm using about 1 tablespoon of it. And also I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of dhaniya masala. We're going to do salt to taste. For the sourness of it, I'm adding some amchur powder. I'm adding the amchur powder because I have it. If you don't have amchur powder, you can definitely use lemon, and that would be just fine. I'm using about 3 tablespoons of amchur powder. And then the last ingredient we're adding in there is fine chopped fresh dhaniya. I'm gonna give it a good mix, and then we'll get to making the parathas. It's very simple recipe, a very quick recipe. We're gonna be good to go in few minutes. Alright guys, I'm done mixing the spices in the gobi. Now what you can do, I haven't warmed it or anything. You shouldn't warm it, because if you warm it and when you're making paratha, it would start losing water out of it. So I like to cook it raw. We just let it cook on the stove. With the gobi paratha, you can add a lot of different stuff to it. You can add carrots to it, you can add potatoes to it. For me, I'm keeping it simple, just making a traditional gobi paratha. I have already made the dough for me, and I'm going to show you how to make paratha. Now there are a lot of different ways of making it. I'll show you the way I make paratha. So all I do is I make one long big roti like that, and then in the center of it I kind of make it like a bow tie like that. And then once it's made like that, all you do is take your stuffing, and trust me, this is the easiest way to do it. once I have my stuffing in there, all I'm gonna do is seal the sides. You can add more stuffing to it. Usually what I do is after I seal the sides, then I lift it up in the hand like this, and then I usually add a little bit more stuffing to it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and seal all the sides together again. Once I have the sides sealed up, I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on both sides of my paratha. It's gonna help us with, it's gonna smooth the surface out so it doesn't open up. And after that, all you're gonna do is just make it a round paratha. And you're all set. Now I have my stove on already on a medium heat. All I'm gonna do, this part is optional. I'm just gonna add a little bit of ghee to it. You don't have to add the ghee. You can just you can grill it without adding the ghee to it. But I am adding just a little bit of ghee to the surface. I cook my paratha on medium heat. You can actually cook it on a high heat if you want to. And all you do is just lay your paratha on there and you let it get cooked, and that's about it. Alright guys, it's been about 2.5 minutes since I grilled the paratha. You just make it golden brown on both sides, or just make it brown on both sides. You don't want it to burn. So this is pretty much done. If you let it cook like this, it would also cook the sabji inside as well. And this is all done for you. All I like to do, I have some fresh butter here, non-salted butter. I made it at home. So I'm just gonna add a chunk of butter to it so it's not too dry. And your food is ready to go. Thank you so much for all the love you guys give me. The food is ready. I'm not gonna wait on you. I'm gonna go ahead and start eating. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Let me know what you guys would like to see me make in the next video. Until then, goodbye.